Hi, I'm Chris Johnston from Work Visa Lawyers, and welcome to our Work Visa Lawyers Australian immigration videos. Skilled professionals around the world, international graduates in Australia, and working holiday makers all ask me the same question: how do I get Australian PR? I'll give you a snapshot of 5 common ways to get Australian PR. Number 1, GSM, points-based visas, including the 189, 190 and 491. Number 2, employer-sponsored visas. Number 3, business and investor visas, including the 188 and 888 visas. Number 4, the Global Talent Visa, subclass 858. Number 5, partner visas and fiancé visas. Here we are discussing a few common pathways to PR for you. General Skilled Migration or GSM visas. This includes the 189, the 190 and the 491 visa. These are points-based visas and they're a major part of the Australian migration program. If you have skills that are listed in the Australian Skilled Occupation lists, you may be interested in looking at this program. There are 3 streams of the migration program. Subclass 189 Skilled Independent is a direct to PR. The 190 is also direct PR but requires state nomination. And the 491, which is a state or family nominated visa, which is provisional and provides a pathway to permanent residency through the 191. Once the income level requirements are met. The Department of Home Affairs website has a list of skilled occupations that are in demand in Australia. If you have skills relevant to one of those occupations, you may be eligible to apply for one of these GSM visas. These are points-based visas, and there is a requirement of a minimum of 65 points to be eligible for these visas. However, the more points you get, the more likely you are to get one of these visas. The points are mainly focused on factors including age, qualification, work experience, Australian study and study in a regional area, English language test results, partner skills, and state sponsorship. You will need a positive skills assessment from the relevant skills assessing authority for your occupation. You will also need to be able to demonstrate competent English. You may need a higher English test result for higher points. Some skilled migrants who are interested in running a small business in Australia may be interested in the 4 states that are open to sponsoring small business owners. This includes Queensland, Tasmania, SA and the ACT. Please find the link above for startup and small business owner streams requirements in Australia. Australian employer-sponsored visa programs allow Australian businesses to find the required help they might need. The program is meant to help businesses who are having difficulty in hiring local workers because of one or more of the following reasons. The required skills and expertise are specialised and are in shortage in Australia, or the location of employment is not attractive for local workers. The most common visa options for employer-sponsored visas include the following subclasses. The 482 Temporary Skills Shortage Visa. This includes the Designated Area Migration Agreements, or DAMAs, the 186 Employer Nominated Scheme, Permanent Visa, and the 494 Skilled Employer Sponsored Regional Provisional Visa. If you have an Australian employer, you may be eligible for employer-sponsored visas. The 482 is a temporary visa which can provide a pathway to permanent residency once you've held it for 3 years. You can then apply for the 186 permanent visa. If you hold a 494 visa, then you need to work for 3 years and receive a salary of at least $54,000 a year, and then you can potentially apply for permanent residency through the 191 visa. The hardest part of the program is to find an Australian employer who's willing to sponsor you. Please watch our new video updates for the TSS 482 short-term to PR option. The 858 is a streamlined visa program for highly skilled professionals to move to Australia. The Global Talent Visa application process is simpler and faster than many of the other Australian visas. There is an age limit of 55, but those over 55 with exceptional abilities can apply. There is no points test requirements for the Global Talent Visa. This visa program is for people who have internationally recognised records of exceptional and outstanding achievements. Furthermore, applicants will need to demonstrate the ability to earn the Fair Work High Income threshold, which is currently $158,500. The third major requirement for the Global Talent Visa is that you need a nominator who's prominent in your field and who's an Australian citizen, a permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. Finally, you may be able to apply under the Global Talent Stream if you have skills in one of the priority sectors as shown here on screen. For a Global Talent program, an expression of interest is required to be lodged, and you must receive an invitation to be able to apply for the visa. Australian PR based on doing business or investing in Australia. This includes the provisional subclass 188 and its permanent residency pathway, the 888. The subclass 188 is a temporary residence visa that allows overseas business migrants to stay in Australia for up to 5 years if the visa was applied for after 2021. Once you've been granted your visa, you'll be able to conduct business and investment activities in Australia. Depending on whether you have funds to invest or you have a business plan and are looking to do a startup, there are a few different streams available. These include the Business Innovation Stream if you run a business and can reach a sufficient turnover of $750,000 and have personal assets of $1.25 million. The Investor Stream requires an investment of at least $2.5 million in complying investments. The Significant Investor Stream requires an investment of at least $5 million Australian. The SIV is increasingly popular due to having no age limits, no English requirements, and fast processing. The Entrepreneur Stream. This is for if you have a business plan and are looking to do a startup. A nomination from a state is required for these visas. Once you are on a 188 visa for a certain amount of time and you meet all the criteria, you can proceed to a permanent residency application through an 888 visa. Partner visas are for someone who is in a committed relationship with an Australian permanent resident or citizen. This can be a married or de facto relationship. This includes a partner visa offshore, the subclass 309, or a partner visa onshore, the subclass 820. It also includes the prospective marriage visa, the subclass 300. You might apply for one of these visas depending upon your situation. The subclass 300 is a temporary visa for partners of an Australian citizen or resident who want to come to Australia to live and get married to their partners. Once they get married, they may then apply for a partner visa onshore. 2 years after being granted a provisional partner visa, you can apply for a PR visa if you're still in a relationship. In summary, partner visas require a huge amount of strong documents to prove a genuine relationship. The Australian immigration system is complicated and there are many pathways to permanent residency. I've just been able to give you an introduction to 5 of the most common paths. We cannot consider all of the various pathways to permanent residency in this video. I've enjoyed giving you an introduction to the permanent residency visa options. Please hit like, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your inquiry in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.